Welcome to Stage Mom Podcast, a podcast for breakthrough bands and artists. Today we have Supergold. Supergold is an indie rock band out of South Florida with an undeniable sound of their own. I've been following Supergold since approximately December of 2018, so when the singer Alex said he would be a part of my podcast, I was super excited. They just released their newest single, Gasoline, which I am personally obsessed with. It has a sound that just sucks you in and leaves you feeling wowed. You have to go listen to it. It's out on all music platforms, but for now, I'll leave you with a teaser. Okay, so we have Supergold, and they're a local band here in South Florida with Alex. And if Alex,
Hi.
if you want to say hi, just introduce
Hello.
yourself, tell about yourself, and
Yeah,
what you do.
I'm Alex. I've been playing music for like 6 years now. Been in and out of local bands for about the same amount of time. Basically, when I picked up a guitar, it was like 6 months in. I was like, okay, I can kind of strum along, and I called all my friends. I was like, okay, which one of you guys are gonna learn other instruments and be in my band?
That's
That's how I
funny.
started playing music.
That's funny. So is Supergold the longest running band that you've been in so far?
Yeah, definitely. The
Yeah.
other two bands I was in before this, each of them lasted like a little less than a year. But Supergirl's been going since 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you down at the Gibson showroom for the first time.
Nice.
Long time ago. Yes.
Yeah, that
So,
place is cool.
yeah, and then I think that there was a couple of other shows that we had seen here and there. Um,
hmm
and yeah, so as far as like what got you involved in music, what is it that you liked that made you want to make that call out to your friends to learn instruments?
So I knew I always wanted to learn guitar. That was
Hmm.
something that I'd always wanted to do, but I'd never had a guitar or any musician friends or any way really of getting interested in it. And I went to, what was that festival called? It's not Riptide. It was one a long time ago, and
Okay. On the
we went to
beach?
see. No, it wasn't. It was in West Palm. It was
Okay.
yeah, the line. I don't remember the whole lineup,
The
but
Warp
it
Tour?
was no, it wasn't Warped Tour. It's the
No.
same
All right.
place though. It was that same spot.
Yeah, okay.
We went to see Julian Casablancas and the Voids and Cage the Elephant.
Okay.
And after that show, I was like, okay, that's it. That's what I want to do. And like that
Hmm.
was it. And from then on, it was just music was the only thing I wanted to do.
It's funny how it's just something like that that just gets you so inspired to
Yeah,
do it. And you
yeah.
do it so well. So like
Thank
do
you.
you have a musical background in your family or anything like that, or it's just something you decided you wanted
Nope.
to do?
I
Wow.
my family and my parents are like, where did you get this from? No one in my family is really um like super artistic or a musician or anything. So I'm kind of like the weird one, the odd one
Well,
out.
no, no, you're really good at it. So
Thank
do
you.
you write all your own stuff? Do
Yes.
do yeah, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so usually how Super Gold songs come together is I'll make a demo for it and I'll take it to my friend Sebastian Quintero,
Okay.
and he's worked on just about every single thing that we've put out. And how I met him was when I went to go record the first EP in Nashville. Another friend of mine was supposed to drum on it, and like the day before he couldn't make it, and he's like, "But don't worry, I have this friend. He can come do it. He's a great drummer."
Hmm.
And so I had met Sebastian like once or twice before in passing, but he was like, "Yeah, I'll come record drums for you." Um, and so he came down, recorded drums, and absolutely did a fantastic job. And we hung out the whole time, and we stayed in touch.
Hmm.
Um, and so he worked on the first EP, and then he worked on the album with us. He produced the whole album, um, and then the Gasoline, the last single we put out, he produced that one too. So it's kind of just been like me and Seb writing these songs.
Okay. So that's cool. You went to Nashville to record.
Yeah, we did. The first EP was in Nashville, and the album was in Nashville. But
Oh,
Gasoline and all of our other releases this year, we recorded down here. And it was just out of Nashville for the first one. The studios up there are a lot cheaper because there's so many
okay.
of them.
Oh,
So it was just like, let's just go up there for like 3 days. When
Wow.
it was all said and done, it was much cheaper just to go up there. Plus, the food in Nashville is literally amazing. Is the best
Yeah,
everywhere. Is like the best meal I've ever had.
that's
Um,
funny.
so we did that, and then, however, like a year or so later, about 2 years later, Seb was still living up there, so we went and recorded the whole album in his bedroom.
Oh, wow.
Did that for like about a month. Uh, by the time that was done, and by the time we put it out, he moved down here, and
Hmm.
now he lives down here. We record down here. It's a lot easier.
Awesome. That's cool. It's funny you mentioned the food in Nashville because, like, on a side note here, I've never been, but my
Hmm.
daughter's going in March, and my
Hmm.
sister, she went, and all I hear about is the Nashville hot chicken. That
Oh
is
my
it.
god.
And
Yeah.
so, have you ever been to Hot Chicks in Pepper Pines?
No, I haven't.
All right,
But
so if you like the Nashville hot chicken, you got to go there. It's
okay,
really good.
dude, you're talking my language. I will definitely go there.
Okay, it's right there.
Yeah.
It's Cobblestone, that Cobblestone shopping center there, right off
Sweet.
75.
Hot
Yep,
chicks.
yep, Hot
Awesome.
Chicks. Yes.
Let's
So
go.
that
Okay,
was a
bet.
side note.
Definitely going.
Okay, cool. So, I like I said, the first time I saw you was at the Gibson showroom, and I've seen Super
Hmm.
Gold evolve and evolve and evolve, and
Yeah.
like to a much more mature sound. And but you
Thank
guys have
you.
kind of really stayed true to your style and your vibe and everything. So what's the story behind that? I noticed there's been a lot of changes. Like when I first
Hmm.
saw you, you had a girl, I think she was on the keyboard,
Yeah,
and then
Dana.
she was no longer with you guys, and then
Hmm.
you had a bunch of different guys that also
Hmm.
I know were in different bands as well. And so
Yeah.
I'm just, curiosity. Like, so what is the
Yeah.
evolution of it to today?
So so for as long as I've been playing music, finding bandmates and keeping bandmates is always hard because, you know, you have it's so much work to be in a band.
Hmm.
You have to play so many shows. It's a full-time gig. You have to be able to drop everything and play something should an opportunity come up. There's always someone
Yeah.
right there behind you.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, there's the
and
smart musicians do that. The
yeah, and
smart ones do.
it's
Yeah.
just this it's just how it goes.
Yeah.
You know, like I wish I could pinpoint a reason why, it's so hard to keep a lineup together, or why there are lineups that stay together. Um, but so many of the bands that I look up to and follow, they also go through lineup changes. So that sort of kind of helped me whenever someone was like, "Hey, we can't do this anymore," and it's like, it's cool, man. That's just how it goes. Um, so, but very fortunate now that we've got Sean and Bruno on board. They're the fresh meat, the new guys. So very very fortunate that they're coming along, and it's been a lot of fun with them.
Them.
So Sean was playing in a friend's band, and we needed a drummer at the time, and I hit him up, and I knew he was a great drummer. He was a drummer. He was a friend of another drummer friend of mine. That was a mouthful. Uh, and he was like, yeah, yeah, I want to come. I'll play shows with you guys. So he came and played 3 shows, and after that, I was like, dude, like, please just come play. Like,
Hmm.
let's like, I want you in this band, and he's super down. Bruno, I met through another friend, just through happenstance. Um, yeah, it's just through friends of friends, really. How I met all the other bandmates originally was through putting up flyers. And when Supergold first started, the first lineup we ever had, what had happened was, at the time I was singing, I had a bassist and I had a keyboard player, and I
Hmm.
was putting up flyers at FAU where I went at the time, and
Hmm.
someone else, and I was looking for 2 guitar players and a drummer, and
Hmm.
someone else was putting up flyers saying that they were 2 guitar players and a drummer
Oh
right
God.
next to my flyers.
Oh, perfect.
And so we were putting up flyers next to each other, looking for each other. And so I called them and I was like, why don't we just work together? And they were like, yeah, I've been seeing your flyers. That's what I was gonna do. I was like, sweet, let's do that.
That's
So
funny.
that's how
That's
Supergirl kind of
obviously
first came together.
that is funny. So you went
Yeah.
to FAU. Did you study music
Yes.
there?
No, I did communications.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny.
In high.
That's how it
Yeah.
is. Everybody I talk to that goes to school, it's like, so you're studying music? They're like, no, no, I'm going to be a dentist. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like, in hindsight, I wish I had gone for music. But I'm grateful for that I did communications. It wasn't like the toughest major in the world. I started out in business, and I was like, whoa, this is too much for me.
Hmm.
Um, and and doing communications was easy enough to where I could focus on music and kind of get my music education. sort of elsewhere. I take lots and lots of courses on stuff.
Right.
It's kind of like my obsession.
No, that's good. You always have a plan too, so you never know.
Yeah,
I don't think you'll
yeah.
need one though, because let's
I
talk about
appreciate,
gasoline. Like I am obsessed with this new song of yours. Damn,
dude.
it is so like when it first comes on, I am literally brought back to like my ninth grade year of high school, Alice in Chains, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. I had my husband listen to it. I'm like, you just have to listen to the beginning and the end, and you're who is it? He's
Oh my
the
God.
pilots. I said, no,
Uh,
Alice in Chains. He's like, yeah, but that's kind of the same. So I'm telling you, I
I
am obsessed.
thank you. That really
Obsessed.
means a lot. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
I could sit here and say for quite a few hours, but it's like even my daughter that when it came out, we listened
Mm-hmm.
to it and I was like, because I'm not gonna lie, to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
you guys like and all your other guys and these two
Yeah.
new guys that you have, they're not the same
Mm-hmm.
look as the other guys. So I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like, hmm. But I said to my
Yeah.
daughter, I said, you know, Mackenzie, this is mature super gold now. And it's I could tell in the music too. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I, I
Thank you
it's
so
like
much.
professional shit you would hear. Like amazing. So
Thank you. I
yeah.
really, really made my day. I really appreciate that.
Did you
Yeah.
create that whole thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it, I basically had the riff for like 2 years, like that first do 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 do. Like that's been sitting in my voice memos for the longest time. And I knew I wanted to make that a song, but I just never really figured out how to make that one work. And so I finally sat down and demoed it out, and it's kind of close to how it sort of came together. Um, but that one, I took it to Seb, and he was like, "This is great. Let's work on this." So basically, after I demo something out, we sit down and just redo the whole thing from scratch. Because he's got such a great, he's got so much more sort of production knowledge, and he's really great. I really like to think of him as just this filter to put everything through, because I'll have like all these absurd ideas, and he'll help me pump the brakes and be like, "Dude, you need to focus on a
Right.
singular idea here." Um, but that song, I think we pretty much worked on it for like 2 weeks straight of just tracking the whole thing, which was like the longest I'd ever spent on a song. Because when we did everything else, the first time we recorded in the studio, it was like you have one day to finish everything. And when we did the album, we allotted one day for everything. I ended up having to extend my like get a different flight just to finish the thing. So now that Sebastian lives down here, we have just unlimited time just to work
Right.
together. So we spent 2 weeks just on this one song, which is something I'd never done before. And then the mixing process is kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Um, we had booked the run of shows, and we only got to do some of them. But we booked the run of shows and had the release date. And I was like, Seb, this has to come out, because he mixed it too. And I was like, this has to come out this date. And he's like, cool, that's perfect. I can do that. And then he sends me a mix, and I'm like, okay, great, this is awesome. I'm going to get this mastered. And he's like, no, 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 wait, I'm going to send you another one. And then that happened like 12 times. And bless him, it got better every time. So I was like,
Right.
okay, like, that's great. Like, it's awesome that it's getting better. But I'm like sweating. I was like, we're not going to make our release show isn't going to have a release. You know? But it came together. I'm happy how it turned
I
out.
think I think it's that song that's going to put you over the edge where people are going to be like, "Wow, super!"
Thank
I
you.
mean, I think so. But all right, so the video was a DIY,
Yeah, yeah,
DIY.
yeah,
Yeah, do it
yeah.
yourself.
The video was a DUI.
What is that?
Yeah. No. Yeah, it was DIY. How so I'd never done a music video before. All the
Mhm.
videos that we had put out previously were live sessions, and the reason we did that was because that's how I find music. I really love live sessions and live recordings and things like that. So like whenever I'm like getting into a band, I'm like, okay, I got to see this band live, whether it's on YouTube or however. It's just something I've always been attracted to. But this time I was like, let's do a music video, something we've never done before. You know, this song is really different. Let's just, if we're going to be doing something different, let's just lean into it.
Right.
And so the idea was, we'll find someone else, we'll pay them to do it, someone with more experience so we don't mess it up, and we'll sit back and relax. And it's totally not what happened. There was two different people we were supposed to work with, and we kind of got given the runaround, and it didn't really pan out with either of them. And we realized we were like 18 days or something, 14 days from the release, and we're like, we have no video. All of our marketing relies on having a great visual. What are we gonna do here? um, so our friend Margaret Wheatley, she's done a lot of our photo shoots, and she expressed interest in wanting to do a music video. And we had no experience. She had no experience, but I know she's got a fantastic eye, and she's absolutely amazing. Uh-oh, did
Oh,
I click something?
no, that last part.
Sorry.
You said she's
Yeah,
absolutely.
she's absolutely talented with the camera. Someone had called me. That's why.
Oh, okay.
She's super talented with the camera. So we took 3 days. We took 1 day to plan and 2 to shoot, and we were like, okay, we have these different locations, and we're like,
Mhm.
let's just go. I took like a music video course. I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I have to like do my research, or I'm just gonna be like
Was it like
flying
an
blind.
online?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
What was the website? I
I
think the
didn't know
website
they.
was called Tropic Color,
Wow.
and yeah, like I'm super big into taking courses. Like that's what I spend most of my time doing. Um, and yeah, just totally went for it. Very
It
happy with how
turned
it
out
came out.
great. Yeah, no,
Thank
it
you so
turned out great.
much.
Yeah.
I really
I love
appreciate
how it
that.
starts shortly in it puts gasoline. It's almost like an introduction to a movie sort of thing,
Yeah.
which I
Yeah,
love.
thank
I
you.
love that idea. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Where did the names? Oh no, don't know need to thank me. But so where'd you get your name from? What's the significance behind that?
You know, I wish I had a really good answer for this, because I've been asked before. So I
Uh-huh.
have a list of notes in my phone that I'll just write down, whether it's like little song lyrics or something I see that might spark like some sort of inspiration, that like if I'm writing and I need something to kind of keep me going, if I get stuck, I'll just go through there and find something. It was just written in there. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who wrote it. And I was like, that's cool. That. And then moved on. I was like, let's just start ticking
Heck.
boxes. We need a band name, we need bandmates. Okay, band name done. Next.
We gotta send so to his lessons so he can learn how to play the
Yeah.
guitar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
It's like band name,
is
bandmates. Okay, I know how to play. Cool.
funny. That's so funny. So what
Yeah.
would you describe like let's if somebody heard of you, what would
hmm
you describe your music as?
Yeah, it's such a hard thing to do when you're in it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um, when other people talk about us, we usually use like the big umbrellas, like we're just like indie rock.
Right.
Um, but I sort of like, when people are just like, oh, they're like a indie rock band, and kind of cast that wide net, because I kind of feel like we have a really wide net in terms of sound. Um,
Mhm.
like when I go to write the songs, I don't necessarily sit down. I'm like, okay, what is like Supergold gonna sound like? It's really and purely just I like this. This sounds cool. That's what we're doing. Um, so like that's why like a lot of our songs sound really different, and especially this year. This year, our goal is to put out 8 releases and be
Oh,
really really busy, which is something we'd never done before. It was either just like albums. It was either like EP all at once, album pretty much all at once. Um, and so this year we're gonna put out a lot of songs that sound really really different. Um, and it is not sort of like intentional. It's just sort of when I sit down to write, that's what comes out.
right.
Um, and that feels most natural to me. It's how I listen to music. It's how
Mhm.
I consume music. It's what I would want to hear from a band. So yeah, that's kind of how I describe it. Sound very broad.
It definitely is unique. I'll tell you that.
Thank you so much.
Yes, yeah. So, are there any songs that you've written hate performing?
That I hate. That's a way better question than what's your favorite.
Oh.
Hmm, anyone that I don't like performing. So I'll tell you this. My favorite song off the album is Halloween Forever,
Okay.
and while I love playing it live, it's definitely the hardest song to play live as a singer,
Right.
because it's basically one inhale and then 4 minutes, and then it's just
Okay.
pretty much go 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 from there.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so while I have a love hate with that one, I love playing it, but I also hate playing it because it is a lot harder to play, and
Right.
sort of in the way that I perform. I can't stand still. I'm all kind of all over the
Yeah,
map.
no, you're a great
Um,
performer.
thank you so much. And it does not help to sing that song because I get very into it. I'm very
Right.
excited to sing it. And then halfway through, I'm like, you fucked up, man. You shouldn't have run around that much. You got to finish out the song now.
Oh, that's funny. Just lay down and finish it. Yeah.
There have been shows where we'll be playing like this is pre-COVID, but in like small rooms. I remember there's
Mhm.
one in Fort Lauderdale called Underground's Coffee House.
Oh God,
And
that room when you're jumping up and down, you're gonna like it's
yeah,
like
you can
something we're gonna hear
feel
it on
the
the news
floor
one day.
bouncing. Yeah,
Yes, you
definitely
can.
someone's
We're
gonna
gonna
make the news.
yeah,
But
yes,
that room is so small. There's like one little tiny wall unit air
yep,
conditioner. Sometimes there's like 100 people packed in. There's like no oxygen.
none.
Um, And there have been times when we're playing Halloween Forever and we'll get to the end of it and I'm like, you're just gonna have to drop the mic and go do a little performance bit because there's no way you're making it through it. You know,
Oh,
no one
that's so
wants to hear you try and save yourself.
at least you can admit it, right?
Yeah,
So many
it's like you
performers
know
do
what?
that though.
Yeah, it's like you know what? You're not singing the rest of this. You're too tired. Go crowd surf.
That's oh my God. So what do you feel is the best advice that another musician
Ooh, best advice. You know, so I'll swing back around to Cage the Elephant.
okay.
So I was really lucky to meet Matt Schultz, which is like my idol, and basically my entire performance is just trying to rip him off as best I can. Um, but after I recorded the first EP, um, the producer who helped us record and engineer everything, he was like, "Hey, we're playing at this bar, or I'm doing sound for this bar for this band at this bar. Do you guys want to come?" And we are like, "Yeah." So we went down there, and it at the time it was his wife's band that was playing, and he happened to be there. And so they're playing, and he's off in the corner, and the band's over here, and I'm just facing this way because I'm like just watching him. I'm like, this is insane that we are in the same room. Um, and I met him, and he was incredibly nice. And you know, I wish I remembered the advice that he gave me, and I know it was good, but I
But you
don't
blacked
remember
out
it.
the whole time.
Completely blacked out. He was the nicest guy. He spoke to me for like 20 minutes. I was just like, I'm like jaw dropped. Don't remember a single thing. Um, but I'm sure he told me something really good. Hopefully I'll remember it.
It changed your life.
Yeah, it changed
That's
my life. Don't remember it.
that's so funny.
I'm
So,
almost not even sure that it happened.
you dreamt it and then you woke up.
Yeah.
So, as far as well, your fans, if there was one
Hmm.
thing you want them to remember about you, what would it be?
Ooh, one thing. Um, you know, I think about this interview that I saw with Jim Carrey, and he was talking about how he does stand up. And if I wasn't doing music, 10,000% I'd be doing stand up,
Oh,
no
okay.
question. Yeah. But he was talking about how he did stand up. And he said when he would perform, he would want to perform. What did he say? No, I'm blanking. Um, he wanted to perform in a way that felt so authentic that it inspired other people to be authentic, that him being his authentic self on stage, other people would see that and say, oh, if he can do that, then I can do that.
Right.
And I hope that's something that I can portray because I'm not like a singer or a musician's musician. And I think I can write a song, but it takes me a long time to do it. But I hope that in all of that, I can portray some sort of authenticity. And that's the biggest takeaway, that if I can do it, hopefully it inspires someone else to pursue what they want to pursue.
I love that. That's really good. Yeah,
Thank you.
that is really good.
I appreciate that.
Yep. So, as far as music, you have
Hmm.
originals out. Do you do any covers? How do you feel about doing covers?
You know, we've set out to do covers so many times, and we just haven't done it. Whether it was not enough time to learn it, or a lineup change where we had to focus on like getting a new bandmate ready before we could even like think about adding another
Right.
song as all of us. Um, We did. There was one show that we were supposed to do, Dancing with Myself, because I'm a huge Billy Idol fan.
Oh my God, I
We
love
set
Billy
up.
Idol too.
I'm obsessed. Now I can't remember any Billy Idol songs off the top of my head, but um, um, huge Billy Idol fan. We set out to do Dancing with Myself, and we weren't able to do it. But I know I need to. I really, really want to cover. I Just Died in Your Arms. I
Oh,
love
that's
Cutting
I love
Crew.
that song. Yes.
Yeah, I love Cutting Crew. They have another song, Fear of Falling, that I think is my favorite song ever,
Okay.
but no one knows what that song is, so it wouldn't go over
Well,
well. But I
I
love
made
I
a
Just Died
mental
in Your
note
Arms.
to Google it.
Yeah, I love that song. It's so 80s. Um, um, but I Just Died in Your Arms, I absolutely want to and need to cover because I love that song.
It's a great
But we
song.
haven't done it yet. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great song. Hopefully you'll get it done this year. And
Yeah, yeah, I hope so.
yeah. So you've been on a lot of tours that you also had your little RV that I think took one road trip and died.
It took one small road trip. Oh,
You put
that
so much work into that.
dude, you're telling me, man. Oh, the thing was my baby. I still think about it. I wonder what it's up to right now.
Where'd you leave it
God
on the side
bless
of the
the
road?
per.
What'd you do to it?
I managed to sell it to somebody who
Oh,
was looking for it. So I was very thankful and grateful that I was able to get my money back out of it. I made a little bit off of it. So I was like,
right.
you know what? At the end of the day, if you couldn't keep it, at least this was the next best thing.
Yeah.
Um, but we took it on one road trip, and it was just my girlfriend and I. And the whole purpose of that road trip was just to shake out more problems with it and just find
Yeah.
more things to fix. But there weren't any. We had one small transmission slip thing that I fixed in like an hour. But
Mhm.
outside of that, it was perfect. No issues. We went for a week. We drove around for hours. We went to the beach. We slept in it. It was so comfortable. It was amazing. And so right after that, I was like, okay, let's get all. This is still during COVID, so we couldn't like tour or anything. So I was like, let's just get everyone. Let's go on a trip to the Keys. Like, let's go like hang out.
Uh-huh.
Got everyone in the van. Drove down to the Keys.
Oh, good.
We made it to a couple of beaches that all turned us away. We By the time like the sun started setting, we were like, let's just go back to the little RV site. We'll go find the beach tomorrow. Get to the RV site, and when we parked there, like as the sun was setting, so we had like a little bit of light, you could see this like stream going down the whole driveway of like
Oh no.
something ending right at the RV, and I was like,
Oh
what is that, dude? So we're like, whatever, we'll deal with it in the morning. So the next day we wake up, we have no power steering. It was our power
Oh no, it
steering,
was the power
yeah,
steering fluid.
power, and it was from 1985. So that's like all it had
Oh
was that
yeah.
power steering pump. It was no computer, no electrical, nothing.
Yeah.
Um, so after that, my dad taught me that you could put because he was a mechanic for a long time.
Uh-huh.
He said you could put some sort of different fluid in it. I don't remember, but we put a different fluid in that is not power steering. Oh, you could put transmission fluid in the power steering just to get it out of the parking spot. So they kicked us out of there
Oh
because we had to leave. They were like
no.
banging on. They were like, "You got to go." I was like, "I can't even turn this thing." We made it to a gas station, and we stayed at the gas station from 11 in the morning to 10 at night.
Oh,
Got
come
one of our
on.
friends, yeah, got one of our friends to come down and fix it, and then drove home. And after that, we were like, we can't tour in this.
Yeah, no.
Like we're gonna break down.
You got great
So
stories about it though.
yeah, I
Amazing.
want another one so bad. Like I feel like I could live in one of those, no doubt, and just drive around, do like the whole like, live in a bus. What are those? The bus conversion, bus homes.
Oh yes.
I would be so happy in one of those, just driving around.
I
That would be great.
would probably.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would.
I think I could do it if it was just me and my girlfriend. If it was
Right.
three people, anything more than that, I think I would go
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, I need to have somewhere to escape to and
Yeah.
from others in the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. But so are you guys going to be going on another tour? I noticed that you had like a three-stop tour or something like that. The shows had to get canceled and
Yeah, we did 3 dates in October, October of last year. And then we had 5 planned for this year, and we managed to do 2 of them. We did Miami and Cape Coral, and we had to cancel the other 3, unfortunately. Um, it was just our friend that was supposed to play bass got sick. It
Uh,
wasn't with COVID. Thankfully, it was with something else. But he wasn't feeling well. We tried to get a fill in, and we waited for him to get better. And halfway through the week, we were like, "Oh, he's not gonna do well in time." So we got
yeah.
someone else to fill in, and the fill in that we had did a spectacular job. He was a great bassist. It just purely wasn't enough time for him to memorize
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah.
like, and he could wing it, and he could kind of get through it if he needed to. We were like, we want to go out and wing it, like we
Yeah.
just, and we were kind
I
of
agree.
nervous into like whether or not he could have remembered everything. And we're like, the shows were free, no one spent any money, you
Right.
know. We did everything as RSVPs so that we could email and text people and give them updates about the show. We're like, no one really lost anything here. There's no logistics we have to figure out with
Right.
refunds. Let's just reschedule. We'll send everyone updates on the next one, and then maybe even for the next one, we'll have like another song out, so it'll be even
Yeah.
more reason for everyone
Yeah.
to come out. So I
Yeah.
think that's going to be the plan.
Okay. Yeah. So, being a part of the local scene here,
Hmm.
the local scene here in South Florida.
It's okay. The local scene here is literally phenomenal. Anyone who says otherwise hasn't tried hard enough.
I-
Um, yeah, so when we toured in 2019, we did it was 18 days, 14 cities, in 5 states. So we got a little taste of a bunch of different scenes in the area. And we for each of those shows, we didn't really do like 1 or 2 bill bands. Or
Mhm.
build shows. We did like 5, 6, or 9 bands on a show. We booked like a lot of bands. Um, so I felt like that kind of gave us a sort of sense of the local scene,
Right.
and we are so much more interconnected down here. There are so many more people that are putting on shows. There's way more people that want to go see and support local music
Right.
that we just didn't really see in other places.
Hmm.
Um, Everyone here knows each other. It's a pretty small group, even through COVID. I still talk to a lot of the same people that are still either are putting on shows now in safe ways or are trying to. Um, so, and I think a lot of that attributes to that other bands can't really tour down here. It's just so expensive, and you have to book everything on the way
It's
down.
true.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like doing a leg of a tour down here, and we're not super close. Like Orlando's like 3 hours away, and then the next city is like another three
In
hours.
Orlando, and that's it, and then they head back.
Yeah, if they even come down to Orlando, so
Yeah.
many of them just turn around at Atlanta. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because
That's
like,
true.
there's the next major city is a lot closer than Miami. Um,
Yeah.
So I think that definitely attributes to people willing to see a smaller band, because
Right.
we don't get the mid-size artists. You know what I mean? We don't get the
Yeah.
mid-level bands. We really
Yeah.
just get like top 100 bands. You know
It's
what I
true.
mean?
It's true. Yeah. But it's true that the local scene here is so good, and everybody's so supportive of each other
Hmm.
that it's like it's really family.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. We see a lot of the same people at our shows. We see a lot of those same groups of people going to other people's shows.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah. You're back.
Sorry, I don't know how to turn off people.
It's okay.
um, yeah, we see a lot of the same groups of people going to everyone's shows. So there's a support system there.
So, do you have a favorite local band?
Ooh, Palomino Blonde for sure. Kyle's an
Oh,
awesome dude. Bruvy,
okay.
Bruvy is awesome. Those
Yeah,
are
I've
the
heard about them.
homies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. We did a small run with them, way too short. Next time we're doing like with Bruvy, just for the simple fact I just want to hang out with them more because they're super cool. What other local bands? Man, I haven't been to a local show in like 2 years because of COVID. I mean,
COVID, yeah, it's just
yeah, yeah. Palomino and Bruvy are the first that come to mind. Yeah, they're great.
okay. All right. Do you have a favorite venue, local you like to play at?
Yeah, I love Gramps. I've only been able to play there
Okay.
once. In But that room, that's my favorite room. It's like a little. I'm not sure there's like a ton of shows going on there. I know they use it for storage a lot, and I'm like, guys, what are you doing?
Okay.
Um, but that room is awesome because it's like We've got a nice sized stage. It's a black box, like little black box theater. You have these nice red drapes. The sound system there is great. It's in an awesome part of Wynwood. It's like there's a ton of foot traffic. So I love that venue. I want to play there more. Other venues I really like. There's Space Park is really cool. I went to go see Brevi play down there. I would really like to play there. There are so many that closed during COVID. It was really sad to
It's a shame.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just watching them just get picked off one by one.
Yep.
What was
I'm actually shocked Coffee House survived it.
I am too.
That.
I really thought they were going to close. I saw them putting up flyers Facebook posts. They were trying to drive foot traffic. And I was like, man, I hope they can get through it. Good for them that they did.
Yeah.
Undergrounds is another one that I really love. I've been playing there since I started playing music. I've been playing there for years. My first band played there. Another venue I really like in Fort Lauderdale is C&I Studios. There's two sections to it. There's like the studio part, and then there's like the coffee house part. And the coffee house part, that's where I played my first show ever. And they still do concerts and open mic nights, and that's a really great space. And the other room, that's where Supergold played its first show. It's another really great room. Those are just a handful of my favorites.
How'd your first show go? Were you nervous since you don't have the background of music?
Yeah.
Were you nervous to death? Yeah.
Dude, the first time I ever played in front of anybody, I couldn't face the crowd. I wasn't singing. I was just a guitar player, and I couldn't do it. I was so nervous. I had to turn around and play. I couldn't face anybody.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was the first time I played ever in front of people. My first show as Supergold, that went really well. I had a great time at that show. I wasn't playing guitar on stage anymore, so it was a lot more freeing, and I got to run around and sort of do my thing. I was like, this is fantastic. So my first show, Supergold, that went great. Pretty much every first show, or my first show before that, in the bands I was in previously, those went terrible.
Which is crazy, because you would think that you being up in front as the front man, you turn around and not look at the crowd, because everybody's looking at you. Not to put pressure on, but they are.
Yeah, for the first show, Supergold, that felt a little bit more natural for whatever reason. But even though the first shows that I played previous to that in other bands as either guitar player, singer sort of thing, even though they went well, I was really, really grateful for it, because it taught me and everyone else in the band is like, look, like, you can't just show up and play. You have to practice. You have to do well. That feeling of like getting off stage or watching people like walk out of the room, like that feeling lasts. You don't want to feel that twice in a row.
Yeah.
And so that really, really puts a fire under your butt to rehearse and be really, really prepared. And I think that's why Supergold first show went well, is because me and like many other people, in our first shows, and our first started getting our sea legs as musicians, would play poorly. And, that feeling you always know what that feeling is like. And so it's very motivating. So in the end, very grateful for it. I think everyone should play a bad show.
Yeah.
Everyone should do it once.
I'm sure everybody has too. But like, when you see that happen, when you said that you don't want them to leave the room, do you do anything? Do you do anything that will maybe make them turn around?
You do what you can. There's not really a whole lot you could do. Yeah. One of the things that
you can stop the song, tell them to turn. No, I'm just kidding. Turn around.
Like I've seen artists here and there try and do that, and it never really. It's kind of awkward, you know what I mean?
It's okay.
Sorry, I'm just so popular. People's blowing up.
I know.
What was I saying? One of the things that we learned on tour in 2019 was the idea with that tour was, let's book a bunch of bands, we'll put ourselves in the best slot, and then that's where we'll play. And we often would not have the most amount of people in the room. It was whoever sold a bunch of tickets, they would have the most amount of people.
Right.
And even like there was one time I specifically remember in Tampa, that we 40 tickets and the other band after it
Mhm.
sold like 40s. We're like, oh great, we'll play right in the middle of them. 80
Right.
people are gonna stay and watch us, like Moses in the Red Sea, dude. Like we watched people walk out
Oh
like right
man.
after the band we played, and then walk right back in.
As you're
And
finishing.
yeah, right as we were as soon as we were done, they were like heard like the 5 minutes of silence. They're like, oh, they finished. We'll go back in now. And while you know, I am still really grateful for it because that in after that show we were like, if they're not here for you, they're not here for you. Like
Yeah,
they
it's true.
have to be here for you. And so
Yeah.
that made me focus more on our own marketing instead of like, oh, let's try and book the best slot and try and like, get really
Mhm.
nitpicky. We're just like, we'll play anything. We just need to know that our marketing, our pushing our band
Mhm.
needs to be the only thing that matters. And so in trying to like get people to stay, if they're not there for you, they're not there for you. There's only so much you can
Mhm.
do. There's a
True.
reason when like I go to other concerts and see the opener, that room is half full if it's half full, you know?
Mhm.
Um, it's just, I think that's just the way it goes, and
That's really good advice, up and coming artists to market themselves, because I know
yeah,
what you're talking about with trying to do like these little events where there's five and you're putting yourself in the best.
yeah,
Because I've seen it like when my kids band they had they had played Revolution Live a couple
yeah,
times at
hmm
the Ripple Effect, and
yeah,
you knew they were placing,
yeah,
but it was like you saw who people were there for, and it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
that were
It's
strategically placed, didn't have many
yeah,
people.
yeah. It's the work of trying to get of there being a crowd has to all just be done beforehand.
Yeah. Yep.
On the day of the show,
Absolutely.
that's it. You like whatever's
That's
gonna happen is gonna happen. And you know
what's
what?
going to make you successful.
Yeah. And one other thing I'll say on that is that for us, for the longest time, literally up until August of last year, Orlando had always been a really tough city for us to crack. It's a college town. There's kids our age. It should be like a home run, a walk in the park for us
Yeah.
to pull a lot of kids there. And for the longest time, it hadn't been. We would show up and play for like 9 kids. It was the first show we ever got heckled at, or the first city we were ever
You
heckled.
guys got
Um,
heckled?
yeah, I was like something dumb. There's like 5 people there, and they were like, "What?" And we were like,
I'm
"Yeah."
just shocked.
But like, it was like always like, why can't we like crack this? This is crazy.
Right.
And the last time we went to go play there, we played for like 100 kids. They knew the lyrics. We played
Wow.
last. We booked like it was with Brevy and one other local, and the other local we booked like 3 days before the show. Um, and the whole purpose was like, we're gonna do all our marketing. We're gonna do our due diligence, and you know we just want to see, is that gonna work? Are people gonna show up? If a bunch of kids show up, great, a bunch of kids showed up and it worked. If no one showed up, for me it would still be a win because we knew that didn't work.
Right.
Try something new. It was,
Exactly.
and 100 kids showed up. They knew the lyrics. It was the first time anyone had like really sang the lyrics back to us.
Wow.
Like we were looking around, we were like, "This is Orlando. Like, what is happening?" And
That's awesome.
the whole time on the mic, I was like telling them, I was like, "Last time we were here, there was 9 people. Like, this is insane." 100 is great. 100 is like was really great for us. It's nothing to like write home about, but we were like, "Whoa."
It is
Um,
when it's not your task.
yeah,
That's huge.
thank you, thank you. So yeah, to other artists, just focus on yourselves. Don't try and do the game of like, oh, where should we play in the set, or
Right.
we got to play with this band or with that band. Just focus on yourself.
Right. That's really good. So, okay. So anyhow, so I have this little set, try to get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah,
It's called You Could Tell Mom Anything. That's what I call it because I'm
sweet.
your mom. So they're not creepy questions. I'm not a creepy lady. So,
Sure.
all right. So my first question is,
hmm
what is the funniest thing that has ever happened to you personally while on stage?
Ooh. Oh, okay, so when we played the first show we played back after COVID, I don't know how funny this is, but the first show we played after COVID, it was either like the second or third song. we were playing, we were doing our thing. There was people there. We were like, this is awesome. We were having a great time. Um, Pablo, the bass player at the time, his headstock, which he had like this PV headstock, it was very sharp. It was very angular. I like went down and he went up at the same time, and I smacked like my eye
Oh
like
no.
on the headstock, and I was like, oh, that hurt. And I was like, play it off, just keep going, adrenaline, it'll be fine. So I'm playing whatever, and afterwards, Maggie, the photographer who came with us, the same one who did the music video, she was
Uh-huh.
like showing me pictures, and I was like, you can see my black eye. This is the
Ah,
first show of 3 shows. All of them, I had a black eye the
oh
whole
my
time, just like
God.
right there. And I was like, you could see it was like a little swollen. And we had a friend of ours, John, filming too. And anytime I would talk to the camera, look at the camera, you could see it. And I was like,
Oh my
cool,
God. At least you
sweet.
didn't blood.
You know what? That would have been cooler.
Yeah, I
That would have been
guess
way
so.
better. I just had like a little lame little bump. They're like, why is his face like that?
That's so funny. He's gonna get knocked out. That would
Yeah,
have sucked. That would have
that
sucked
would have
really
been way
bad.
cooler. Almost anything would have been cooler.
That's funny. Okay, so if you were a song, what song would it be and
hmm
why?
Ooh, I would definitely be "Fear of Falling," that song I mentioned earlier.
Hmm.
That I Either that or "I Just Died in Your Arms," and they're both the same band. Um, I that song, or maybe something by Billy Idol. This is such a good question. Ooh, yeah, maybe. Oh my God, what's that one song? I can't believe I'm blanking right now. I'm gonna look like such a poser. Um, Eyes Without a Face.
Okay,
That song, something like that, something absurdly 80s.
okay. 80s had the best music and the best
I
movies.
It's all I listen to, dude.
Yeah, I love it. So, what is this talent?
Ooh, I can make bird calls. I
Oh,
can't whistle, but I can do bird calls.
uh-huh. Oh,
I don't know
impressive.
how.
It's not useless then.
Pretty is.
If it's a bird calling, you're calling the
Yeah,
birds, right?
I want to do like a show like Robert Plant just gets the pigeon to land or the
Hmm.
dove. You know what I'm talking I'll just be standing there
Oh
trying. They're
my
like,
God.
"What is he doing?" They're like, "Wait, wait, wait! It'll happen. Just give me a minute."
Uh-huh. And then it'll come and shit on your hand or something.
Yeah, yeah. You're like, "See, it worked." Like,
Yep. Oh, that's so funny. Oh. All right, so I know you have a girlfriend. You've been with her for a very long time, right?
yes, we're going on 8. We just did 8 years.
It's incredible. So, how
Yeah,
old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay, so you guys got
So
together in high school?
yeah, yeah. I was
Okay.
16.
Okay.
I think she was 15. Yeah,
Oh, nice, nice.
yeah.
You guys are
She's
super
definitely
cute
the.
together.
Thank you. She's definitely the reason I started playing music, and it definitely in like a lovey gushy sort of way, but also in like quite literally, she turned me on to like all of the bands that I listened to in high school. She turned me on to like Arctic Monkeys, and there was a band we used to like, we don't like them anymore, the Orwells. She turned me on to Fiddler, and Parquet Courts, so many bands I listened to in high school, and I was like, whoa, that's like cool guitar music.
Uh-huh.
And so I got into those bands, and then from there I was like, you know what, I want to play guitar. So like she started the chain of events, for better or for worse, on her end.
Yes.
She'll tell me.
So why don't wait, the Arlos you said?
The
Like them anymore.
Orwells,
Orwells.
they did some not good things
All right, I'll have to look it
that we
up.
won't get in. Yeah,
I'll guess it.
but I used to love that band, but not anymore. I have like a we were talking about the other day. She was helping me clean out like my room, closet, and
Uh-huh.
stuff. And we were joking about how we have like each of us have like a canceled bands section of our
Oh,
closet.
that's
We
funny.
we don't know what to do with the t-shirts. We're like, we don't want to give them away, and someone else wears them, and they like don't know. And we're like, well, maybe we'll just use them as like dish rags or something. But
Oh, that's
yeah,
funny. You can't
yeah, I
get rid of them
really,
though. You can't. You got
yeah,
to
we're
keep
like,
them.
yeah, this they'll just collect us, and we're like,
Yeah.
not that one, not that
Yeah.
shirt.
That's funny. No, my daughter, she went through, she's a big band shirt person too. So
Yeah,
she went through all her shirts and then she did that though. She got rid of some. And then she was
yeah,
just looking for some the other day, like 3 weeks ago. And I was like, I told you you shouldn't have done it. You
dude,
shouldn't have pulled the trigger.
I'm a clothes hoarder. takes a lot for me to part with clothes.
Hmm.
Like I have more clothes than my girlfriend, and she goes thrifting like every week.
Does she?
Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't throw anything away. I'm really bad about it.
That's funny. Yeah, that's my. I, we moved and her room got smaller, so she needed
Hmm.
to get rid of stuff. And so
Yeah,
if she
it's
wanted to move,
definitely a freeing feeling getting rid of things. I just
yeah.
went around my entire room and threw away old stuff because I think we're going to be moving out soon. Um, and yeah, I had to get rid of a bunch of stuff.
So, what is the stupidest dare you ever agreed to?
Ooh, stupidest dare. Probably something with drinking.
It's usually
Probably.
no good night
Yeah.
starts with a I grabbed a
Yeah.
bottle of water.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know if I call it a dare, but I remember vividly we were at Dana's house, the keyboard player.
Mhm,
Um, and her, um, our photographer Kat, who has also been with the band like since the beginning,
mhm,
and myself, we all have our birthdays are really close together. We all have birthdays in the beginning, or I'm sorry, in the middle of August. So whenever our birthdays come around, we just do like one joint birthday party. And I think it was that night. You'll know why I can't remember, but we were drinking the whole night, and everyone was there. And we were having a good time, and we were playing some sort of like shot roulette game or
mhm.
whatever, and it landed on me, so I had to drink, but I knocked it over on accident, and I was like, "Oh no, guys, I guess I can't drink it. Sorry." And the whole room, like the 50 of us there, like everyone erupted, and they're like, "No, here's the biggest one." It was like I'd never seen a shot glass like this before. It was like it was like two. It was like one here, and it had like a divider, and they're like, "You're doing this one." I was like, "No, no, 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 no." It's like I was already like tapped out.
Uh-huh.
Um, and they were like, "No, no, no, this is what you're doing." And I was like, "Please don't." And the room was like chanting, and I was like, "I'm a musician. I play
I have
shows.
to do it.
I live for people chanting things at me." I'm like, "You guys, you knew what would work." And so I did that, and I think I sat there, I was like regretting. I was like, "Dude, that was the dumbest idea." So yeah, I definitely don't drink that much anymore. I'm pretty chill. I'm really pretty boring.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, but
Yeah,
everybody goes through that phase eventually in this industry. I know
yeah,
me, my drinking picked up when my daughters joined a band. I knew I was
yeah.
like, oh God.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
hard, man. They give you drink tickets, especially there. I remember there was this one show when at the time some of the bandmates were not 21 and I was
Hmm.
21 and our drummer
Right.
was 21. And so when we went to go play there, I don't probably shouldn't name them. I don't know if they're getting in trouble or anything, but um they had to wait outside, and then when we play our set, they could come in, play the set, and
Uh-huh.
then immediately had to leave. But they gave us drink tickets for everybody. And I was like,
Oh.
dude, so it was just like me and our one other drummer, just like splitting drink tickets for the whole band. We're like, we're playing here more often.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah,
I'd be collecting them all. I'd be like, none of you can drink. They're mine.
yeah.
So, do you have a full-time job? Or is this your full-time gig?
No, I do have a full time job. I work. Okay, so I work remote. I do graphic design for realtors. So I'll do different like
Oh, okay.
brochures. Oh, nice. Well, if you need any
Yes,
brochures or
yes,
flyers or things,
I
I'll
actually
give
do.
you I'll
What?
give you the interested in my band rate.
Okay, because I
Yeah.
usually order, but I haven't found anything I really liked there lately. But we'll
Okay,
talk.
great.
Yeah, we'll
Let's
talk.
go. Okay, awesome. To put on a different hat now. Um, put on my getting clients hat.
That's funny.
So I do like graphic design for realtors and stuff. And then my other job, which is I think is super funny, is I do social media for a brand that does CBD for dogs.
You got it.
Yep.
Really?
And yeah, so I'll also say I had jury duty yesterday, and they were asking us what our jobs were, and I said this is what my job was. And in a room that had been dead silent for like 3 hours, everyone
Uh-huh.
erupted. It was,
Like that.
I was like,
Oh.
guys, it's a real job. But I do social media for them, and they're really great. I actually use their CBD on. I have three dogs, and one of them has really bad anxiety, and
Okay.
actually we actually use it on her, and it helps her a lot. Um,
It helps
but
her?
yeah, it helps her a bunch. Um, but how I kind of ended up doing those gigs was everything I learned for those jobs, I learned because of the band. In today's day and age, to get anywhere, you have to be your own business. You have
Yep.
to know everything inside and out. And
So
so
true.
everything that I learned about social media for my band, I was able to go to the CBD guys and be like, I know how to do all of this. I know how to work everything. Like,
Hmm.
I've already done it. So they're like, great. So we did that. And then how I do all of the real estate flyers and brochures and things of that nature, all the little tips and tricks and courses that I learned. I needed to learn Photoshop and Premiere and After Effects and all these things for my band, and I already knew how to do them. So when that sort of popped up, I was like, yeah, I spend all day doing this. I can definitely do
Right.
this. So in pursuing those things, I just picked up enough skills to be able to get all that together. But as far as a job, it was really important for me to be able to do something that was remote, something that I could do. I could kind of make my own hours and,
Hmm.
get things done. I didn't have to be locked down to a
Yeah.
location or a 9 to 5. I could tour. I
Yeah.
could do this on the road.
Yeah.
So that was something that was really important to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go back to the jury duty because that's my favorite
Yeah.
thing to do. Did you get
Oh,
picked?
dude. No. Oh my God. So I'll say this. I actually haven't mentioned this to anybody yet or made any sort of post or anything, but Supergold is starting a vlog. It's something I've wanted to do for a really, really long time.
Uh-huh.
And it was actually something it was one of the first things that we did in Supergold, but we did it like really, really badly, um, in the beginning, and we weren't able to keep up with it. And we're going to start it up again. And I made a whole vlog. I'm actually was just editing it before this. A whole vlog about me going through jury duty. It's kind of funny. Um, but no, I did not get picked. Thank goodness.
Oh,
I was
was it going to be
sweating.
an awful I literally will
Hmm.
rob, cheat, and steal to get picked.
To
Like I
get
want,
picked?
yes, it's my favorite thing to do. I love it. I think me and my
What?
mother are the only ones that can say that. I love it. I love sitting in on the
Whoa.
trials
Why?
because I'm nosy and I just need to
Cool.
know why this person did it, and then
Yeah.
okay.
Good for you, man. That's awesome. I will say I've been called twice, and the first time I was able to get out of it because I was a full-time student.
Mhm.
But this time I didn't have any good excuse, and I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to think of excuses, but then I read on the paper that you needed to submit the excuse X amount of days beforehand.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and I did not know that, so I was like, oh crap, I have to go.
Stop it.
So I went down there and I did the whole thing, and by the time they separated us and put us in the courtroom and they were asking us all the questions, I I didn't want to say anything like crazy to try and get out of it. And I didn't. And I basically told them everything they wanted to hear, but the whole time I was like, dude, they're gonna pick me. They're so gonna pick me. I'm like perfect. I have a job that's remote. I can do it anytime that I want. I'm not married. I don't have kids.
Oh God.
They were trying to find like law enforcement bias, and I was like, I don't have anyone or know anyone that's a cop or anyone that's been arrested. I've never been arrested. So I was like, dude, I'm literally the perfect candidate. And we're getting closer and closer, and they're sending people away, and the group is getting smaller, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so screwed. And they were calling out the names, and I was sweating. My heart was pounding. I'm being so dramatic right now. Um, and and they didn't pick me, and the wave of relief that came over me, dude. I was
Oh,
like I was thinking about like all the things I wasn't gonna be able to do that week, and I was like, man, I'm not gonna have time to. I've been running for a while, and I'm trying to do a half marathon soon, and so I'm like, oh man, I'm not gonna be too tired to run. I'm not gonna be able to work on songs, and I didn't get picked, and I was like, oh great, I can do all those things. I was like, oh wait, now I have no excuse. I
now I
have to
have
do
to.
all those things now.
That's so funny. So the way
Like,
you were feeling is the way that people that they're picking, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh my God, because
yeah,
I still do. It's been a while, but
yeah,
oh my God, I'm like, God, they better never. And I'm
yeah,
waiting and
yep.
waiting and waiting, and I'm like,
Yeah,
yes, I've never not been picked. I don't know what I say, but
dude. How many times
I
have you done it? How many times have you been
three,
called?
three,
Whoa, did you get picked all 3 times?
all three times. Yep. Yep.
Nice,
One of them only
nice.
lasted a day,
Uh-huh.
um, and then one of them lasted like 3 days, and one of them lasted. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, the one that they were gonna do us for was a week.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was like, that's a long
Was it an
time.
intro that
It
if you
was. It
got
was an
picked, it would
interesting
have been
case.
terrible? Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, I'd never been in a whoops. Did that
It froze for a
okay, we're still
second.
good?
It's fine.
Okay.
Yep.
It's good now. Okay. Um, it was an interesting case. I don't know how much you can talk about it. I don't really know that it
I
matters.
don't
I don't know.
remember the rules. I know you can talk after the case, but you don't know
Yeah,
anything about like
yeah,
the details. So
yeah. So I don't know anything. I will say it
yeah.
was a grand theft case, so that
Okay.
was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um, so it would have been interesting, and but you know what? I'll watch a YouTube video. Um,
Yeah.
I'll let someone else tell me about it.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I wish I was telling you about it because I was on the jury, but
That's awesome.
okay, so my next question is what is your
Yes.
favorite 90s film? I should have asked 80s. All right, tell me both.
Ooh, both. Okay, 80s film. Oh my God, the pressure. I can't think of it. Weekend at Bernie's probably. No, well, Weekend at Bernie's or the most like generic answer is Ferris Bueller. I love that movie. I do watch it all the time. There is this kid that I used to babysit. I made him watch it. He fell asleep halfway through it. I was like, "What are you doing? This movie's fantastic."
Such a good movie.
Yeah, but I love Weekend at Bernie's. I haven't seen that one in a while. There's another one that I really like with oh my God, I'm the worst. Dude, what's his name? Um, um, Ben. Ben?
Stiller?
No, not Ben. That's the name I want to say, but it's not it.
Affleck? No.
No,
What's the movie
it might.
about?
It's about they like buy like a really old mansion, and they have to rebuild the mansion, but it keeps
Tom
falling apart.
Hanks?
Tom Hanks, not Ben.
Yeah,
Yes,
Money
Tom
Pit.
Hanks. Money Pit. Yes,
Yes,
that
good
movie's really
movie.
funny.
That
Yeah,
is
I
good
really
movie.
like that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Favorite '90s movie? Oh, I don't know. I don't know that I've seen too many because I was born in '97 and I haven't really gone back to watch many things.
All right, well the 80s is good then.
Yeah, okay, cool.
You named a
Money
couple.
Pit.
Okay.
Fuck you.
What trying to remember if Pretty in Pink was 80s. I think I
Hmm.
don't even remember. See, I'm horrible. I'm worse than you because Pretty in Pink,
Oh,
Heathers, and Can't Buy Me Love, they're all my all-time
Heathers.
favorites. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that was the other one.
Also,
Yeah, that's '80s.
it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
80s. Okay.
With Winona Ryder and that other guy,
Yes.
Casey and I, we did them one year for Halloween. I don't remember their names.
Really?
That was our
Christian
Halloween
Slater
costumes. Yeah,
and yeah, I think that chick oh, Winona Ryder and Christian Slater. Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Yeah. The
yeah. That
one
was our
girl
Halloween
died of a
costumes.
drug overdose.
Oh,
The
really?
leading Heather, the
I
really
didn't know that.
pretty, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she
jeez.
struggled with drugs for quite some time,
Oh man.
apparently.
Yeah.
Awful, right?
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, so. All right, so I'm going to do rapid fire questions. Hopefully, you can be my
Sure.
first
Okay.
person that actually really does it because everybody
Okay.
else is like, hmm. Okay,
I'm ultra competitive,
okay,
so
good.
I'm really gonna try.
All right. What is your Hogwarts house?
Slytherin.
Oh, me too.
Let's go.
What animal would you be in another life?
A rhino. Actually,
Okay.
that's the worst answer ever. They're like almost extinct. They're so cool though.
Oh God, that's funny. Did you know that hippopotamuses are mean?
There's someone on TikTok called them like murder cows or something. It was so
Yes.
funny.
I
They're
had
like
no idea.
they kill more people than like any other animal.
Yeah, I met this guy that raced them. I was like,
Like sat on
why? Yes, and raced them. I'm telling you, they make all
them?
kinds.
Dude. Oh my God. It's
He was a hippo
insanity.
racer. Yeah, right? Horse
Where
and a
do you
bull
he's like,
rider.
I went to school for that,
Country. I can't remember what country it was, but
hmm
I got talking to him. He was we were at like a doctor's office, something,
Sure.
and I got to talking to him in his accent. I asked, can't remember. I'm horrible.
hmm hmm
And yeah, and then I tuned into that when he told me that's what he did. It's
Yeah.
like
Like hippos? What?
what? Racing hippos?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your favorite word?
Favorite word. It's oh my God. I can't remember it. Favorite word. Can it be a bad word?
Yes.
It's probably fuck. I cuss a
I say it all
lot.
the time.
I've
I owe my
I'm like
9-year-old a quarter for every time I say it, and I think I'm up to 183
nice.
quarters. and that's
Oh
like
my God.
this month.
That's a sweet deal.
Yeah. Anytime
Dang.
she's got such good ears too. If I
Yeah.
say it, she
Yeah.
could be 12 rooms away and I
She
hear
knows she's getting paid. Yeah.
183
Yeah.
quarters.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Dude, you're paying out more than Spotify per
I know.
cuss word, man.
Oh God.
Jeez.
Sometimes I'll say it, oh, 183
Yeah.
quarters, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if your life was a story, what would the title be?
Ooh. Ooh, and it has to be rapid fire. Oh my God, this is not gonna be rapid fire. Stop buying instruments.
Oh.
You don't need it.
The instrument collector.
Yeah.
Okay, what
So
is
you
your
have enough guitars. My biggest what?
flaw?
Ooh, I
Buying
I am
instruments.
very yeah. I am very how do I put this? Like if I want something, I can't stop until I get it. And that
Persistent.
comes very persistent, yeah. And sometimes to a fault.
Hmm.
Which I know can be a bit bearing when I have bandmates and we have to work as a team and I'm like, we have to
Hmm.
play this show and every show. Everyone's like, I have other stuff, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but like, wait. Um,
You're
um,
not dedicated.
yeah, yeah. Which like sometimes to a fault, but it's I'm grateful for it, and I think it's something that my parents instilled in me.
Hmm.
Was having a sense of drive. So I'm grateful for it, and I know I can be overbearing, and I, I'm becoming more aware of it.
See, that's not a flaw. You're aware of it, so.
I appreciate
But
it.
I don't think it's a flaw. I'm very much
I
like that
appreciate
also.
it. Thank you.
Okay, word that comes to mind.
Giraffe.
Okay.
It's right there.
Okay.
So you said
Texting.
rapid fire. I'm
Uh,
trying to win.
hey, you know what? You're doing much better than all of the others. Okay,
Thank
texting or
you.
calling?
Calling, no question. I hate texting.
Yeah, they're so misperceived. Like,
Yeah,
I'll start a fight with someone and they're just trying to say hi, and I'm like, well, why'd they say it like that? Why did they
yeah, yeah,
capitalize?
yeah.
Yeah.
See, me and my girlfriend, we fight over this all the time because she'll like if we're going somewhere and she needs information from somebody, she'll text them. I'm like, call them right now. Get it, get the answer.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll do that with like all my bandmates and stuff. Like, granted, I like texting in that you have the paper trail because I'll call
Mm-hmm.
them, get the answer, and I'm like, oh wait, what did they say? But I'm so immediate. Like, I'm like, let's just
Mm-hmm.
call. Let's just get on the phone.
Yep.
I don't text
No,
very
I
much.
I totally get it. And it's like today's day and age. Like I've been a realtor for 8, and
Hmm.
back in the day, people called, but now
Yeah,
all these realtors they just text you, and it's like,
yeah.
and then I
Hmm.
get a response back saying, please text me, and I'm like, are you why? Why
Yeah,
can't you
yeah.
answer your phone? It drives me nuts. Drives me
Yeah,
nuts.
I very
Yeah,
much prefer calling.
I do too. All right. So, what phrase do you find yourself saying the most?
Ooh, what phrase? That's a good question. I'm losing the rapid fire now. Um, good question. What phrase? I don't know. No, I can't lose. I have to think of something. Um, I don't know if this counts as like a phrase, but I say a lot of metaphors.
Okay.
Um, there's got to be something. If my girlfriend was here, she could tell me
Yeah.
immediately.
She
She'd be like,
could.
"You say this all the time, and it's very annoying." Um, I, yeah, damn it. I say quite literally a lot.
Okay.
Um,
That's a phrase.
and
Yeah.
I
Quite
picked that
literally.
up from our producer Seb because I spend so much time
Hmm.
from him, um, because he says that a lot, and I picked that up from him. Is I and I'm sure there's another one. Oh, we say absolutely a lot. So like if we're doing something, we're like, let's absolutely go.
Okay.
It's something that he says that now I say, and it's something that yeah. So
And now
there
that
too.
I've
That
asked
made
this question, you're going to be
yeah
much more aware of it.
yeah a
You're like,
hundred
I'm
percent.
saying it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever someone calls me out on like on how much I say like or I my English has to buffer.
Right.
because now I'm so aware of it.
That's so funny. Okay. So my next one is, do you have your own Netflix account or do you log into someone else's?
I log into someone else's. I use my
Yeah.
parents. Yeah, we all just share.
I
All of my
I think my whole
sisters.
entire
Hmm.
family uses mine. We log into
Yeah,
ours and we see the different little, you know how you can make the little characters and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
We're like, who
Hmm.
is this?
Yeah,
Gave our
yeah,
account out.
yeah.
Yeah.
My mom has her own. My both my sisters have their own like little accounts, and then me, my dad, and my girlfriend, we all share the same one. So we're always like looking at like what each of us is watching,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and like everyone else is on their own island doing their own thing, having
Uh-huh.
perfect recommendations, and we're like, I don't want to watch this. Why is this showing me this thing? It's like something my dad is watching.
That's funny. That though, because when we try to figure out, because no one uses their real name, they just have the little character with like a stupid name, and I
Yeah,
it was a name like characters from stupid shows they use. And but we'll
yeah,
go in and we'll see what they've been watching to try to figure out what family member it is that
yeah.
has gotten our account information.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Nice,
so
nice.
okay, so what is your favorite pizza?
Ooh, honey.
Honey.
Yeah, I put honey
Interesting.
on pizza. Yeah,
Oh,
someone's
you
gonna.
put that on your Instagram, didn't you?
Yes,
I
I'm gonna
saw
have.
that.
People are
Yes.
gonna light me up. I put So Casey and I, whenever we like to make pizza from scratch, and we'll go to Whole
Yes.
Foods and we'll get the dough, we'll
Hmm.
get the cheese, we'll get the sauce, and I think we've worked it out to where it's actually cheaper to make it yourself
Hmm.
than to get like Domino's or something, and
Right.
it's so much more, and it tastes so much
So
better.
much better.
But we'll like slice tomato, we do a
Mm.
put it in there before it bakes so like it's crunchy. Um, if it's available, I'll do all of these. I'll do honey, tomatoes, pineapple. Love pineapple pizza. Chicken, arugula. Um, yeah, those are probably there. Five.
Hmm.
Let's go.
There you
If I had
go.
to pick one,
Yep.
if I had to pick one, it would definitely be honey though.
I'm gonna try the honey.
It's good. If you can get spicy honey, yeah,
They make a
that
spicy honey.
yes,
Interesting. I might
it's
get my husband to try it then because he puts that sriracha stuff all over it all the
that's good
time.
too.
Yeah.
Or the chili flakes. I love those too.
Oh, he
I
does
love
that too.
spicy food. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, it's
yeah,
funny
it's
because I
spicy
never
honey.
used to, but it's
Mm-hmm.
grown like actual new like for like food with the
Yeah,
spiciness. Like it really brings out other
yeah,
flavors. I had no idea.
yeah. I
Yeah,
love
that's
spicy
funny.
food.
Okay, so name one person that inspires you.
Ooh, trying to not give something generic or something I've said already. Probably, and after this interview, I'm like, I should have said that. If I had to pick one person, it would probably have to be Matt Schultz from Cage the Elephant.
Okay.
Um, Definitely. One, because I've seen them play so many times. I've obsessively watched their concerts. I think they're so much better in concerts. Their records are great. I love their records, but I think their concerts are just something completely different. And he absolutely inspired me so much to into how I perform and how I sing um and how I really relate to him is like I'm not going on American Idol. He's not going on American Idol. We kind of
Mhm.
have to find our own way through it. And granted, like I'm sure he practices his butt off, and I practice my butt off in singing. I actually used to do vocal lessons, and because when I first started singing, I thought singing was saying the words. That is not what singing is at all.
Uh-huh.
I had no idea, and so I had to like get up to zero with singing. But um, he his lyrics one, but the way he performs, the way he sings, that definitely inspired me,
Right.
and I pretty much spend every day ripping him off and trying to get away with
He's great. He's a good one to rip off,
it.
I'll tell you. He is great.
Yeah,
All right, so do you recycle?
yeah, of course. So we'll definitely the cardboard. That's something that we'll put in like its own thing. And then all the glass, and you gotta like wash out the stuff before you put
Uh-huh.
it in it. You gotta take the caps off because I didn't know that. If you leave the caps on, the caps to water bottles are different plastic than the bottles themselves, so you can't recycle them together, or else they
I
just
didn't
won't
know
do it.
that.
Yeah,
I did not. Well,
that was
garbage people. Like I finally, all right, I was never on the recycling bandwagon. I was too
Yeah.
lazy. And then my
Hmm.
9-year-old was like, no, we have to recycle. We have to.
Yeah.
So I went and I got an extra
Nice.
garbage can
Nice.
and I'm trying to be this good mother, since I
Yeah.
curse and say fuck all the time. So I have to,
So the
at least
least you could do is
recycle.
recycle. Yeah.
So I finally got this whole system down. We were doing so good. Then we live in Davie. They changed
Hmm.
from
I live in
waste
Davie.
management. Do you? Yeah, we live in
Yeah.
Shenandoah.
Nice. I'm over on a hiatus.
Okay. All right, not far.
Yeah.
It's right by the
Yeah.
studio where my daughter, she's actually going. So
Nice.
so anyhow,
Hmm.
from waste management to this other one, and they don't recycle. It's this big huge uproar now where
How? Yeah.
recycling thing out, you put because we have the green garbage can, we have the brown garbage
Yeah.
can. You put them both out on
Yeah.
Thursday because that's my recycling. The
Yeah.
same garbage truck dumps them both in the same truck. It's been going on since July,
Whoa.
August, June, July of last year. It's a big,
I'll
big,
have to.
huge thing. Yeah. So
I've
now
never
I'm no longer
noticed.
recycling. Gotten it down, and now I'm
Yeah.
like, what? Screw it. Why am I doing this if they're not even? I put
Dude,
anything in that
yeah.
recycle bin now. Yeah,
Because I live in Davie.
yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna have
You're
to
not
like
far.
watch
You
the.
got
I'm gonna have to
trucks
watch
now,
the.
don't you? It's not the waste
I've
management
never.
anymore.
I just put the garbage bins out and I take them back in, but like I've never
Yeah,
watched really seen the garbage,
yeah.
even if they come by, I was not paying attention. But
If you
now I'm
Google
gonna
it,
be
I
like,
guarantee you're going to see everybody's rage about it. They're so upset.
dude,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. I was
so
like, I'm
bummed.
wasting all this time, and
Yeah,
it's not even.
my
It doesn't
life
even
is a
matter anymore.
lie. I thought I was doing this nice thing. It
I
just
did too,
shattered my
Alex. I did
worldview.
too. Oh, yep, yep. I'm glad I asked that question. Yeah.
It's like me
Oh God,
too.
that's funny.
Now my night's ruined.
I'm just like whatever.
Yeah.
I have 2 garbage cans now for everything.
Yeah.
So all right. So spend money on a dream home or travel the world. I think I know this answer since you said you could
It's
live in
yeah,
travel
it's
around. Yeah,
definitely gonna be travel. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
yeah.
yeah, travel, no doubt.
Hmm.
I love traveling. That's why I love touring. And with me and like traveling is like it's very seldom will I be like, okay, I'll like go somewhere to visit or do stuff. I love traveling with touring because it feels like you're traveling with a purpose and you're seeing like a totally different side to somewhere that you wouldn't normally see. You're seeing the
Hmm.
nightlife and you're meeting people and you have like a reason to meet people. It's not like you're just trying to like talk to like strangers, which is
Right,
never a good
right.
idea. But you all have this connected thing and you're all in the same place with the same purpose. Um, so that's why I love traveling when I'm touring. There are times where I've traveled to like I have a lot of family in Denmark and we've been there and that was always wonderful. But while I'm there and traveling, like man, if I was playing a show here, I think I would lose my mind
Right.
in gratitude and joy.
That would be,
So
yeah,
yeah,
incredible.
so definitely traveling, no
Okay.
question.
All right. So, what celebrity annoys you the most?
Ooh, okay. So I am a huge UFC fan. I love MMA, and there's this one guy. His name's Henry Cejudo, and he's the first Olympic champion and
Okay.
first UFC champion. He's the only guy ever to have an Olympic gold medal and a UFC title. He actually has 2 UFC belts, and he is so annoying. He's like always on Twitter and like talking crap and doing stuff,
Hmm.
and I'm just so in that world that like
Yeah.
it's always on my Instagram or my Twitter or something, and I'm like, "What? Just shut up." He like just retired. He's like, "No, I'll fight this guy." I'm
Oh
like, "No, you
God,
won't. You're retired." Like, shut up. Um, but yeah, if I had to pick one celebrity,
that would be him.
I don't know how famous he is, but
No, my husband and I, we used to watch UFC all. And
really,
I haven't in the past like probably 5 years, so I'm completely
yeah.
lost on who's who
Hmm.
now. But
Hmm.
we were, yeah. They were, I'm trying to remember Matt, Sarah, and
Yeah, he's
uh,
great.
the Matt, the other one that had the
um,
bad. God, what the hell
Matt
is his
Hughes.
name? Hughes. Yes. Which one had the bad accident?
Hmm. Ooh, I don't know, because I started
I
getting
think
like
it's
really
Matt
into
Hughes.
UFC in the last like 3 years.
They did like
So
a special. look it up. Let me see.
Mm.
They did a special night. Yeah, it was Matt Hughes.
Hmm.
He had a horrible accident where he had to learn how to walk again. And
Whoa.
they did. Google it. You'll cry.
I will. Yeah.
They did a special ceremony for him where he was entered.
Hmm.
He always I think he was he the one that walked into Country Boy Can Survive. Um, I think that
I'm
he
not
did
sure.
walking
Hmm.
in, and you could just see like he still had issues walking, like, and it was like
Yeah.
a champion that had this accident for this to happen.
Hmm.
Every time I watch it, it gets me. I like
Yeah.
pouring tears.
I will definitely look that up. That's
Yeah,
super interesting. Yeah.
it is. Okay, so that was it for my rapid fire.
Cool.
So, as far as everything else is, you said that you want to try to put like 8 songs out this year.
Yeah. Trying to be really busy
Um,
this year.
do a tour. Did we say that? Was that
Yep,
right?
yep. So we had some dates that got canceled. We're gonna try and reschedule. I think the idea is we're looking at late March, early April.
Okay. Now, do you have any music collaborations that you would just love other than Cage the Elephant?
um, ooh, I don't know. I would love to collaborate more. If there's any local bands that want to reach out, we could do something. Um, but I don't know. I would totally love to like do like a song with somebody. There's a lot of bands that I really like that have done stuff like that. Like Idols did a version of a Sharon Van Etten song that I really
Hmm.
like. Um, and I know Angel Olsen's done a bunch of other covers and collaborations. She just did one with her as well.
Hmm.
Wow, all the collaborations I can think of are all with Shannon Van Etten. I might not be saying her name right. But yeah, I would definitely love to do like a feature someone else or feature on somebody's
Right.
thing. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be. All right. So you have Gasoline out that everybody has to check out because I'm obsessed, like ridiculously
Thank you.
obsessed. I'm
Thank
probably
you so
driving
much.
everybody crazy.
Thank you.
Everybody has to go buy their Super Gold merch. You can't get this shirt, but
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
others.
Not that one.
Anything else you want everybody to know before we go, or is there?
Hmm. Um, Probably the biggest thing right now is that we're going to be starting a Supergold vlog, and I'm really, really excited about it. It's going to be on YouTube. We're going to try and put out a video. I, the inner driven person in me wants to do like 10 a week, but we're going to do one a week to start and try and do more and see like what's the pace we can keep up.
Mhm.
That's something I've wanted to do for so long. I was talking with Casey and we were talking about how like we grew up with YouTube and YouTube like in a way feels like really natural to us. Just how like someone who was born maybe a couple of years ago, like TikTok and Instagram and Twitter is going to feel really natural to them because they grew up with it. So I've always loved YouTubers. I love Casey Neistat. I just started watching Emma Chamberlain, which I know a lot of people really like. And how I started getting into that, or another reason I wanted to do that was I wanted to have more internet presence with the band. It's just so important. Um, but what really got me excited about it is that we can accomplish that sort of internet presence thing. That there's all this pressure to be in front of people online all the time,
Mhm.
but it also feels like really natural and something that like I'm genuinely excited about and doesn't feel forced.
Right.
Doesn't feel like I like sometimes like with like TikTok and stuff. I'm like, oh, I gotta figure out a video today. Um, but like YouTube and YouTube vlogging and stuff is like that's something I've always watched, something I've always liked, and so that's something we're gonna
Yeah.
start doing really soon.
Okay. All right. We'll
Probably
definitely have to
put it out
follow
like
that.
in the next couple days.
Well, I need to hear about the duty, so I
Oh
gotta watch
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
it.
editing. I was just editing that one, man. I'm actually really proud of this one. I might have been able to take a very boring subject and made it very interesting.
Yeah.
I hope,
Yeah.
or at least funny.
Hey, there's nothing boring about jury
Yeah,
duty.
that's true. That's right. I forgot I was talking to.
Okay, so other than that, I mean, your Instagram. What is your Instagram?
Oh,
How can people find you?
at Supergold FL. That's our handle across everything. It's also the website.
Okay,
Tried to
at
stay.
Supergold FL.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so check out,
Yeah.
look for you guys, buy merch, check out for the blog, and
Yeah.
yeah. And I appreciate you coming
Awesome.
on. I have
Dude,
talking to you.
thank you so much. I really enjoyed this also. This was really, really fun. I haven't done
Yeah.
an interview or anything in a long time. And I'm so grateful that you listened to the song and you liked it so much that you wanted to talk to me. That really
Yeah.
means a lot.
Yeah. No, it was great. It was great. Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved
Awesome.
it.
Yeah, we'll post about this too. Just let me
Yeah.
know any links or anything, and we're gonna
Okay.
push this out to everyone. We're gonna send it off on our email list and text list, try and
Awesome.
drive as many people here as possible.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, we'll tag you and get everything to you when it's all done and everything. And yeah, I'm
Sweet.
excited. I
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you
yeah
so much. I really
yeah.
appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to seeing your vlog.
Thank you so much. I will send
All
it to
right.
you.
Thank you
Have a
so
great
much.
night.
All right.
Yeah,
You
thank
too.
you. Bye
Bye.
bye.